my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this reading for the full moon partial eclipse in Taurus. This reading is good from November 12th until November 19th, which is when the full moon partial eclipse in Taurus will happen. So if you are new to these readings, hello and welcome in. It's nice to have you here. You want to watch the reading and the advice for the astrological sign that aligns with where you were born, so your sun sign. If you don't know how to find that sign, you can go ahead and click on the link in the description to take you to cafeastrology.com, which will give you and provide you with the guidance for the going through the chart and entering in your birth information, and then you can find out when you were born and under what sign you were born in. So if you're not new, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. My intention with these readings are always to tap into the guidance that's aligned with you and your highest good and the highest good of all. So really these are spiritual tools, the cards are, and they are tapping into the universal life force and bringing through information for you that you already know within you. My guidance with this is to guide you back to the wise instinctive knowing that is within you, that is within all of us. And it's individual to each person. So as you listen to the readings, I invite you to be aware of the visions that you have, the sounds that you hear, and all of the other impressions that you get when you get the information, because that's really where your own listening and your own guidance is going to come through, is through the processing, the impressions that come through for you in visions, in words, in feelings. That's how your reading really takes shape for you. So I always recommend watching these readings with a journal so that you can write down anything that pops up to you, any advice you want to write down, or anything that I say, or any words, or any, like I said, impressions that are coming through for you, any people that are popping into your mind, or any inspirations to go and do something that might come through for you. So we are going to start here with the High Priestess card. So the High Priestess card is the card that came through in the solar readings. So if you're not a member of my solar readings, you can sign up for only $11.11 a month on my website. The link is in the description. It's devotedandvulnerable.com/services. So this is readings that I do every time the sun moves astrological signs. So we are in the astrological sign of Scorpio, and we did a reading starting when the sun moved into Scorpio for the entire month, and we included the lunar phases in that reading as well. So in these lunar readings that I do every week that are free to you, I bring back these themes so that we can really develop them further and we can dive deeper into the guidance. So that is what we're going to be doing today. The High Priestess energy is all about intuition, which is very much the Scorpio energy that we are in right now. And Taurus is the energy of that first step that you take. It's like the bull energy. It's like grounded and rooted in the earth, and it's the first sign of earth that we experience in the astrological calendar. So Tauruses are very much this like first material expression that we get to experience, and the Taurus energy is very much that like putting your horns into the game and really like digging into your position and getting a firm, solid foundation. So for this full moon partial eclipse in Taurus, we're really talking about this High Priestess energy, which is the intuition that we are like taking our first step into. It's like we're really grounding ourselves into our own intuitive guidance, our own intuitive awareness, and our own intuitive abilities. So that's what this reading is going to be on. We're going to get general advice from the Angel Therapy deck with Doreen Virtue, and then we're going to get specific advice for each of the signs with the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracles by Lucy Cavendish. I'm going to start here by calling in the elements. So this is a part of the readings that you can do whatever you feel called to do, like offer a prayer or offer an intention or just make some tea, set a special space for yourself, or you can do as I do and call in the elements. I like to work with the elements, but you can work with any energies that you feel called to and supportive. It doesn't matter if you have a relationship with the elements like I do, you can still get a benefit from this reading, and you can still take the time to activate your own intention, your own prayer that you can offer up. So I am going to go ahead and light this candle and call in the element of fire. This is the transformative flame. So we're going to ask this transformation energy to be with us here in this reading. This is like the spark of life, the light in the dark. It's ruled by the direction of the south, and we honor the elements of fire, the astrological signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And now move on to activate and honor the element of air. Air helps us to get clear communication from ourselves and from the wise instinctive knowing within, and from the universal loving force of the divine. We ask that this air helps to lift us up and keep us light in this reading. And we honor the direction of the east and the air signs of the zodiac, the Geminis, the Libras, and the Aquariuses. I'm going to activate now the element of earth. Earth is this beautiful grounding force that helps us to navigate the material world and realm. It helps to keep us grounded in these readings so that we can really get the messages and apply them in practical ways in our lives. Earth is ruled by the direction of the north. And we honor the earth signs of the zodiac, the Tauruses, the Virgos, and the Capricorns. Last but not least, we call in the element of water. Water rules our emotions, our memories, and water helps us flow easily with life. So we invite our emotions into this reading, and we open ourselves up to the flow of life that's trying to move us forward with the least resistance possible. We honor the direction of the west and the water signs of the zodiac. These are the Cancers, the Scorpios, happy birthday Scorpios, and the Pisces. And we just ask and intend that these readings be aligned with your highest good, the highest good of the local spirit, the highest good of all, and that they serve to guide you back to the wise instinctive knowing that is within yourself. We're going to start these readings with the first 4 signs of the zodiac, because Taurus is one of the first 4 signs of the zodiac. So we are going to start our reading with those signs. So you are a first sign of the zodiac if you are an Aries, a Taurus, a Gemini, or a Cancer. So I'm going to move our High Priestess right over here to rule over the rest of this reading. And let's find out what angel therapy wants to come through for you guys. Wow, that flipped over super quick. Let me just see if it's the top card or the bottom card. Is this the top card? Is it the bottom card? Okay. So top card is coming through for you, my beautiful first signs of the zodiac, and it is Power Animal. Your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and is helping you with this situation. All right, so for all of the first signs of the zodiac, you really want to be paying attention to your animals or your communication with animals this week. There is an energy around the animals in your space that are trying to guide you and serving to guide you back to your own intuition. So as we focus on this High Priestess energy, on this observation, this going within, this honoring the mystery energy, the advice for you this week is to really pay attention to the messages you're getting from animals in your space. Animals are super intuitive. Animals are very attuned to what's going on and energies they can pick up on. So they are really guiding you and trying to teach you how to listen to your own guidance within. So if you are noticing your pet acting in a strange way, I invite you to stop and really ask what's going on inside of you, and then really tune into what they might be trying to guide you to in a deeper way as you start listening to more and more of what's going on and being aware of what's going on in your space. We're going to get clarity with the sorry, I just realized I said and I hate when I do that, even though I know I do it a lot. We're going to get clarity with the fairy oracles here. So let me just tap in and see if there's anything else generally for the first signs. Yeah, just trust your connection with animals and trust in the communication that the animals are having with you. If your animal's really irritated, check and see if you're irritated, or check and see if they're picking up on the irritation of something around you. If your animal keeps going to the door, maybe you're expecting somebody, or maybe you have this feeling inside of you, something about who's coming over, and your animal's trying to guide you to that, right? This is all about our own listening, and so I'm not telling you what your animal is going to be communicating to you. I'm just opening you up to the possibility that your animal is offering you guidance and inviting you to check in and see what that guidance may be. All right, let's get specific here with the fairy oracles. We're going to draw a card for Aries. So Aries, where are you guys? What is your fairy guidance for? Okay, that was you, Aries. Taurus, where are you? Okay, I think that might be Taurus and Gemini. Let's see. Is this top card Taurus? Is the bottom card Gemini? Yes, Taurus and Gemini came together. And then we're going to be checking in with the guidance for the Cancers. So Cancer, where's your fairy? There it is. Okay. Aries, your card, it's so funny because this card kept coming up when I was setting up. Dragon's pet, communication between species, animals, pets, magical companions, guardianship. Aries, this is like a double message for you. Holy moly, is this a week for you to be paying attention to your animals. This card specifically talks about, the fairies like to talk about how you're the pet of your pet as much as your pet is your pet. I think I said that right. But what it really means is think of yourself as a pet for your pet as well. Your relationship with your animal, it's the same for them in their relationship with you. So she's holding a dragon here, right? But the card is called Dragon's Pet, not Fairy's Pet, right? They're not talking about the dragon being the pet of the fairy. They're saying that the fairy is actually the pet of the dragon, and they're actually each other's pets, as they are companions to each other, and they help each other. The dragon kind of lets the fairy know what's going on in the realm, and the fairy and the dragon make decisions together. So this really is listen to your animals. Listen to your animals this week, Aries. I don't really have much more guidance for you. That's very loud, very clear. You really are communicating with your animals, and you can even talk to them and say, hey, I'm open to this thing where I'm listening to you more. Can you give me more guidance? Can you be clear with me? And, you know, start a relationship in asking your animal to guide you a little bit clearer so that you can understand in a deeper way what the animals are guiding you towards. Wow, that's really powerful, Aries. I'm excited to hear what your stories are and your experiences are this week. All right, let's move in to the Taurus. The unicorn and the maiden. Communication with the unicorn. Purification, undercover action. Wow. So Taurus, this is also a very similar card. This card here talks about how the maiden and the unicorn are allies in protecting the earth. And they are meeting together to discuss what needs to be done in order to protect the realm. This card does indicate that you, Taurus, are here to help the earth, and it's inspiring you to action, whatever action feels called to you. Again, the pets, your animals in the space, or just animals that you see out in nature might be guiding you to specific places that are wanting your attention. One thing, Taurus, that I really want you to know specifically, I forgot to mention this in the general discussion about this eclipse, but this is the first eclipse of a series of eclipses that are going to be in your sign every 6 months for the next, until October 2023. So we're going to have an eclipse in your sign in the new and full moon phases every 6 months until October 2023, which will be the last eclipse of this series. So this first eclipse is starting like the 6-month period where we're really going to be punctuating your sign with these eclipses. Eclipse energies are like moon energies on steroids. They get a lot more powerful when there's eclipses. This is a partial eclipse, so we're just partially getting started here. But we're going to have a new moon eclipse in Taurus season when it comes back around, and I believe that one's going to be a full one. So we're going to be diving deeper into that when we move forward, Taurus. But I just want you to know that your sign is getting highlighted here with this eclipse energy, and to make you aware of that, that this project that you're starting for the Earth might really gain speed over the next 2 years. Yeah, wow, that's really exciting, Taurus. Let's put you guys, here. Okay. Geminis. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure Taurus doesn't fall over here. Ooh, stolen in her sleep, unaware, unconscious, unawakened. This is the first time I've ever received this card, so I do have to look it up. Trying to do most of these by memory, so that I could keep this going quickly. 15. Okay. So this card indicates that you're unable to remember your dreams, you're feeling cut off from psychic abilities, you're unsure of whether the path you are drawn to follow is safe, you're feeling scared that you might be entering a dark realm, wishing to go home or to ascend before you have done the work, deep work on yourself. If this card has come to you and it is time to go deep within, into the earth, and to understand that material transformation is spiritual. It is then that your gifts will be fully awakened. Wow. So she is really talking about this is really talking about that your intuition gifts are kind of undercover right now, my beautiful Geminis. They're a little bit distracted and buried by this feeling of you wanting to kind of check out. It's like almost like this feeling of like it's too hard. The earth here is too hard. I want to give up. I just want to run away. I just want to be done with this game. I don't want to face these things that are coming up to face. I just wish I could, have my dreams and have my intuition back again. And I wish it was just natural and easy, and it's not, and I just kind of want to give up. So what it's saying and guiding you towards, my beautiful Geminis, is to go back to the earth. And it does feel like in the earth, you're going to have this communication with the animal realm. Your power animal might show up. Geminis, you might want to look into power animal energy. Animal Speak by Ted Andrews is a really great resource. If there's some animal that you've always felt called to, like just your favorite animal or an animal that you see out in nature a lot, I would recommend you look up what the energy of that animal is. Or if you have an animal magically show up in your space this week, look into what the energy of that animal is indicating, because that really is going to be guiding you into where you're wanting to go in order to find your intuition again, in order to ground yourself into this material form again, so that it's through the grounding into this experience and the transformation that's happening in the material world and the understanding that's happening here that you're going to be able to unlock that intuition, that psychic ability, and all of the gifts that you have that want to come through, but right now they're kind of blocked, Gemini. And the guidance here is to go to the earth. I know some of us are in a place where it's cold outside, but you can hold earth in your hands with gemstones, and you can just put your hands in the earth even for 5-10 minutes, or you can take yourself on a journey, take yourself out, bundle up and prepare for the weather, and spend some time just breathing and listening to nature. Like if you go out into the woods, don't have a plan of where you want to go, and just let the animals, let the energy of the natural world guide you, because it's that guidance that's really missing in your life, Geminis, and you're kind of sleeping on your abilities. It does feel like there's probably some hurt, some reasons why you've kind of blocked that out and you don't want to go there anymore. But this card is really inviting you to dive back into the natural realm and let that realm hold you and take you through this time of slumber. And take you out of it so that you can share your intuitive psychic gifts with us, Gemini, because we need the gifts that you came here to bring. So that's the advice for you, my Geminis. Wow. Okay, so whenever cards fall like that, I like to take it as a message that the message isn't done. So, Gemini, let me push you back up here and let me go back into the card and see what else wanted to come through. It says that you've not been present, awake, or even aware of what is happening. You're so deeply enchanted by conditioned thinking that the only answer now is to go deep into the underworld, where you will be reconnected to the earth and reborn. It says that she's slumbering through her life in fear, never present in the moment. She is so stuck, so set in the ways of fear and programming that it is time for the powers of the deep elementals, the earth, to take her in so that she can be transformed. And just as she resembles beauty, she is indeed asleep to her own light, her own freedom, and her own blessings. It is time for her to be transformed. Do not be afraid for her. The gnomes of the earth element will take her in, care for her, and return her safely home, transformed. She will once again waken, and she will realize that it has been long since she was present. She was in the presence of life, and she will offer up thanks for all she has been given. She will see as though she's never been able to see before, hear birdsong clearly and with understanding, and she will feel intensely and know that it is safe to do so. And with her rebirth comes a fresh new beginning from her heart, extending outwards into the world. This going beneath is not to be feared, for it is a time of healing and reawakening to her true self. It is not as it seems. She is not being stolen from her slumber. She's being taken from a place of sleeping to who she is, to a place where she will be awakened and return with the full consciousness of all that she is. And that is a gift indeed. Okay, so I think the reason that the card fell, Gemini, is it wanted me to let you know that you're safe, that you're supported, and that this transformation is coming, and that you can help it along by connecting with the earth energies. Okay. And then last but not least, we have another card that I've never had before. This is it's fairly new deck to me. I got it in for the summer solstice. This is the Grail Fairy, Fertility, Return of Life, Health, and Life Cycles. Okay, Cancers. This is your card. Oh, I always forget to look at the number. 25. Geminis, cut it out. The card says you have felt as though your life has not been flowing and a sense of being stuck has pervaded your days. No longer, sweet one, for as you see, this beautiful fairy is bathing in the pool of the moon and holding up her magical chalice of life to collect the enchanted waters which will soon be raining on you, blessing you with their cleansing and powerful healing properties. With this water, she will bless not only you, but the unfurling of dreams and wishes. But she will also bless the women who wish to bring forth their babes and the crops so that they will drive their way through the earth to the light. She will sprinkle them on what seems to be dead and dry and beyond life, and renew the dormant life force within them. She knows that as she does this, she honors the turning of the wheel of life, the cycles through which we all move. Maiden, mother, and crone all are sacred and all have their time. But when we see this fairy, we know that we are still in a time when our own waters will flow and our own cycles will renew again. The chalice will preserve and store the life-giving waters, but those who she blesses will bring forth creative ideas, babies, artworks, dreams, loving partnerships, and be cleansed and renewed. The mothering energy of this beautiful fairy is echoed in the shape of the moon. She is waxing and in the sign of the mother and is able to receive, grow, and allow in love, fertility, energy, and the life force itself. You are now ready to wake up to your chalice, turn it to capture the flow of life, and then drink from it fearlessly and fully. Wow. So Cancers, if you've never done moon water before, I would recommend you do this with this full moon in Taurus. Just put a gallon of water, spring water, in the light of the moon and put your intentions on that. Write your word, maybe whatever word from that card really stuck to you. Fertility, creativity, dreams, life, renewal, whatever word really was sticking to you. Write that on the outside of the gallon and keep that water and drink it whenever you feel called to it, to really help you to drink in this beautiful life-giving energy. It's not something that you have to do. It's just popping up to recommend to do for you for this eclipse. Normally I wouldn't recommend it with an eclipse, but because this card's coming through Cancer and you are a water sign, which is your element, I do recommend doing that with this moon so that you can drink in this water literally and figuratively. Or you can just take, any glass of water and set your intentions on it and just hold it to your heart and feel the energies that you want to feel with it before you drink it. That's another way to work with water too. But that's really what's coming up for me to add with this card, is to work with water in an intentional way. Before you sip your water, ask for what it's healing in your body, ask for what you want it to bring to you, and know that it is coming. This fairy is a very powerful messenger of this renewal, rebirth, fertility energy for you. All right, first signs of the zodiac, that is your reading for the full moon partial eclipse in Taurus. Let's move on to the full signs of the zodiac. So you are a full sign of the zodiac if you are a Leo, Virgo, Libra, or a Scorpio. Again, happy birthday to you, Scorpios. You're the fullest expression of your elements, and we are going to dive into what your angel therapy is for the week. Okay, excuse me, sorry, I just had a drink there. Okay. All right, 2 cards came flying out. Let's see which one it is. Yes or no? Is this the full sign of the zodiac? Is this for the full signs? Is this card for the full signs as well? No. Okay, so okay, so you guys got workshops and seminars. Did I do that right? Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. Can you guys hold on 1 second? Okay, sorry about that. I don't know if I drew the right card. I got distracted. Is this the card for the full signs of the zodiac? Full signs? Yes, okay. So your card is workshops and seminars. Attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning. Okay, full signs of the zodiac. So this message is coming through to let you know that you have a gift, you have something to teach, and you have something to learn this week. And it feels very much called to your path, your spiritual path, right? We all have different paths in our lives, but this is your spiritual path. So your spiritual path is inviting you to teach, inviting you to be spiritual, inviting you to learn as well. I think it says Teaching and learning, yeah. So being open to what it is that you're here to teach, and be open to what it is that you're here to learn. We all have things that we're really good at, and we all have things that we're not great at. So being aware of those and open to receiving knowledge and open to giving the knowledge that we already have is the advice from the angels for you this week. And it's also related to intuition. So if you feel like you're a very intuitive person already, perhaps you're teaching about intuition this week. And perhaps that takes you further on, especially with this eclipse energy, which takes us right to the next 6 months from now when the new moon will be happening, and there will be another eclipse then. And that will keep happening until October 2023. So this could be a theme for you throughout that cycle for all of you for the full signs, is teaching and learning. It could specifically be about intuition for some of you, and if you don't know anything about intuition, learning about intuition from somebody who you feel is very intuitive and feels aligned for you to learn from would be a guidance for you as well. So let's get specific here with the Fairy Oracle. We're going to draw for Leo. Oh, there you go, Leo. Virgo. Leo, Virgo, Libra. Where are you at, my Libras? I know it's kind of awkward sometimes to watch somebody like take the time to draw, but my mentor always says that it's really powerful to watch how the cards come out, and you can get messages from that as well. And you also know that the person that's doing the reading isn't trying to pull some tricks on you. So just so you know why I go ahead and read, do the drawings during the reading. Ooh, all right, Leos. Gatekeeper, fairy time, time shifts, dimensional slips. I have also never seen this card, so you guys are pulling out all of the new cards today. I mean, I've never seen it. I've seen it, but I've never drawn it in a reading. Okay. In both ancient fairy lore and in the magical world of fairy, past, present, and future coexist and are fluid and transferable. There are unusual, to most human ways of thinking, exchanges between these dimensions of time in fairy, just as they are shifting qualities to fairy space, shape, and size. They are time travelers, shapeshifters, and space travelers. The most common view of time held by science until recently was that of Isaac Newton, of time being like a straight arrow shot forward from a bow. Time marches on, moving inexorably in one direction. We are born, we age, we die. Time in this view does not move left to right, or up or down, and certainly never in circles. But time indeed does move in a circle, in a spherical cycle, which, when it turns, does not leave behind the mark of a line, but the line... Oh, sorry. Gosh, I've never read this before, and my dyslexia is, like, kicking in. This is, like, a deep level one. Sorry. Okay. But time indeed does move in a circle, in a spherical cycle, which, when it turns, does leave behind the mark of a line, but the line is not time itself. Most humans do not like this truth. They prefer that all is measurable, divided up into neat units, moving in one direction and never changing within this world. It is, they say, a law. But the fairies prove this law to be a belief, nothing else. You see, you too can break the arrow of time in your life by asking the gatekeeper if you can move beyond this law or belief and into the realm beyond. Time is not a one-way ride. And if you are prepared to live this way, you will be more truthfully alive, magical, and experimental. This is no new law, 'tis no new invention. Ancient shamans have known that ritual or ceremony time is a place where there is no past, no present, no future, there is only now. In Buddhism, in Tao, and in Hindu practice, their time is not linear, but a circle. In the medicine wheel of the Hopi, time is a circle. In the wheel of the year, she is again a circle. It is in this circle that you can find yourself able to time travel, to bend time, to move between what seems to be over and what you can recreate in the moment now. The belief in time as a line has led us to all feel we must control outcomes and destinations. But the acceptance of a cycle creates health, youth, beauty, joy, and uncertainty, which is a blessing. The cycle of time does not merely repeat. She repeats with endless variations, and thus the fairies know and wish to teach us if we approach this with perfect love and trust. There are infinite variations on what we call the past and the future and the now. For the door is perception, and consciousness rules your own experience of time. And the gatekeeper will know if you are prepared to live this truth, or if the wonder of it all will be almost too much for you. When we accept the truth of fairy time, people reappear in our lives so we can recreate and reshape the past. We may journey back to a place where we have been, and our future self can visit us. Seasons may pass in the blink of a green-blue eye, and years of joy pass slowly. We may grow old without aging. We may stay young at heart and live way beyond the allotted lifespan the other version of time would have us believe in. We will feel the echoes, see the future, and indeed remember how it is meant to be, and then create it by simply remembering. This may make life surreal and mysterious, and there may be strange and odd occurrences. You may learn great secrets and be fully in the present, but you will always, once this door has been walked through, be in the time of now, in magic time, in fairy time. Wow, so that is a powerful message for you, Leos. Again, I haven't received this card before. I love what it says. I really think that this is deep, profound, paradigm belief, shattering wisdom and advice. So if this is something that you know, my beautiful Leos, then I would say teach about it. And if this is something that you're like, whoa, what did she just say? I have to listen to that again. Then I would say be open to learning more about this. You know, you can research some of the cycles of time that the card mentioned. You can also just work with the fairies to work with energies outside of yourself and in the magic realms of the that are beyond the naked eye. Just ask. That's really all you have to do. Like it was saying, ask the gatekeeper to help you, and then be open to receiving some of the synchronicities, some of the magical experiences that may occur after you ask for the support. So that is a powerful, powerful message for my Leos. Really learning about how to work with the cycles of time, and if you really feel strong in that area of your life, teach others about it. We could all use this knowledge right now in our world. So, wow, powerful, Leo. Okay. Virgos. Gossamer Princess. Communication, relationship work to be done. Okay, this card, I know I get it all the time. So, my beautiful Virgos, this card is showing a fairy who's sitting in the morning on her beautiful web that she has woven, and she's determining whether to restring some of the weak lines of the web, or whether to take the web in a different direction and create an entirely new string. So this talks about your relationships, and it's asking you to review which relationships in your life at this time are worth putting more energy and effort into, and which ones are worth letting fall away at this time. So gossamer is gossamer thin. It's a description of the thinness of a spider web line. So that's where gossamer comes from, just in case you didn't know. I didn't know that when I first got this card. So it's really saying, you know, to be present to which experiences and which relationships are serving you. Which ones have you let kind of die down and not be as important. This week, really make an effort to reconnect with those people that you have fallen away from, but you really feel are serving you, and you really want to foster that relationship, and then be honest about which relationships aren't worth the effort that you might have to put into them to keep them strong and sturdy in your life. As it relates to the workshops and seminars, perhaps there is Perhaps there is a mentor or somebody who you want to reconnect with that was really serving you, and you lost connection with them. Or perhaps this is, time for you to refoster connections with people who can put you in workshop situations where you're the teacher, where you're able to offer what you have to offer. It seems like this is really guiding you to look at the relationships as they relate to workshops and seminars, as well as just in general in your life. Alrighty. So my beautiful, who are we on? Scorpio. No, Libras. Libras, you guys got 3 graces: cooperative ventures with friends, joy, sharing, new partnerships that are fun. My beautiful Libras, I love this for you guys. It really feels like such a fun card. The 3 graces are like just this joyous, fun, adventurous and harmonious group of friends that are working together towards a common goal. And it really feels like, perhaps like in a workshop or a seminar, you're really going to connect with a group of people, and you're going to feel revitalized by life again, and know that the circle of people and friends that are around you are really helping to serve you in your life's mission and in what you're here to do. Again, workshops and seminars, you're here to teach, you're here to learn. So perhaps within this group that you are finding this week, there are opportunities for you to teach, and opportunities for you to learn, and opportunities for you to gather in friendship and community around workshops and seminars. It's really guiding your attention to the workshop and seminars. And we're relating all this back to our intuition, right? So Libras, follow your intuitive guidance. For your intuition is going to guide you to the people that feel good and joyous and light and free. And kind of like the Virgos, looking at which relationships feel heavy, feel like they take a lot of work, feel like you're not getting a lot out of it, you're not able to learn much, or you're not able to teach. Just be aware, Libras, of those situations you might be in, and allow them to fall away this week as you really let your intuition guide you to the 3 graces, guide you to this circle of people that is supporting you and supporting your what it is that you came here to share. Yeah. So back to Virgos, the intuitive aspect of this is listen to your intuition's going to come through strongly for you and guide you to the people and the places that are worth putting your time and energy into, and which ones aren't. And it does feel like you're going to have some time this week to go within and figure that out for yourself. And then the Leos, I mean, you guys, this feels like learning how to work with the energies of time is almost like the secrets and mysteries of the universe that this card is talking about. I feel like this is less about intuition. It's more about like the secrets of the universe when it comes to the High Priestess card. Okay. Last, but of course not least, my Scorpios. Might just be that this gem doesn't want to. Okay. Scorpios, you guys got Crystal Magic, Creation, Dawn, the Beginning. Wow. Okay, so your guidance about your intuition, my beautiful Scorpios, is this Crystal Magic. She is the first fairy that created the world. And this card draws you into the working with crystals and gemstones, but also just to remember that everything came from the same source, everything came from the same origin, and that it was danced into being with joy and love and laughter. And this card is inviting you back into that creative dance, that creative energy, that creative spark and place of so much beauty and potential and power that the world was created within and from. So Scorpios, it feels like your intuition is going to be really taking you back to where it all began, where everything starts within yourself, and finding a feeling within yourself of where that place of origin is. what it feels like, and bringing that feeling into your teachings and into your learnings. So if you're teaching something, really going back to the core of what it is that excites you about it, and if you're learning something, going back to the core of what it is that excites you to be learning about that, and to do it from this place of beginning, this place of newness, this place of potential that has yet to be expressed, and this dancing life into being. So this week, dance a little bit more, Scorpio, especially if there's something that you're moving through, and really be honest about what it is that you want to and are able to teach at this time, and what it is that you want to and are able to learn at this time, and really go back to the core of both of those things. What is it that makes you excited to teach, and what is it that makes you excited to learn, and really go back to that core of that, so that you can get more in touch with your own intuitive guidance, because our intuition's always trying to guide us back to the core of everything, so that we can act from that place rather than from all the stories that we start to tell ourselves once things get rolling, if that makes sense. So really allowing yourself just to get back to the kernel, the core, the energy of the creation, and work with crystals if that's something that feels good to you. I love crystals, I love gemstones, I love the magic of them, the beauty of them. They're also special to me, and so that's another invitation for you, Scorpio, is to just sit with any gemstone that calls to you, sit in meditation with it, and ask it to take you back to its origin and see what you can learn from that place. All right, my full signs of the zodiac, that is your reading for the week for the full moon eclipse in Taurus. We are going to move on to the last but not least, the final signs of the zodiac. So you are a final sign of the zodiac if you are a Sagittarius, a Capricorn, an Aquarius, or a Pisces. And let's find out what your angel therapy is. What is the angel therapy overall guidance? Is it this top card? Are the other cards part of this reading? Okay. Top card it is. Ooh, yeah. Visualize success. See yourself doing well in this situation and have faith in a positive outcome. Okay. So that card's pretty self-explanatory. We can get a little bit more specific here, but I have to let you guys know, it's been on my mind lately, the things that I've manifested and visualized in my life. I told the story the other day of the first thing that I manifested, so I'll tell it real quick. When I was in college, I really wanted to get the lead in the musical, and I did all sorts of things, and finally my senior year, the summer of my senior year, I spent most of my time visualizing myself slaying the audition and going in and slaying the callbacks and seeing myself on the cast list as cast in the lead in the musical. And I spent all summer doing this. Like, I barely did anything else. I laid in the hammock and spent a lot of time doing that. When I was working, I was still like in my head going over the song and visualizing my success. Well, it turned out I was cast as the lead in the musical. And one of the things that I learned from that experience was that I had spent so much energy visualizing the success of the audition, but I didn't visualize the success of performing the role. And then once school started, I was in classes and I was in rehearsals and I was starting a new relationship, and I literally had no time to visualize myself succeeding in the role. So I don't feel that I did a great job as the lead in the musical, and that's still something that I'm like clearing my own relationship with. But I was able to manifest, like I believed it, but I didn't quite believe that it would happen. And so when it did, I was a little like unprepared for it. So that's just my advice to you. If you're going to be visualizing things, visualize the full success of it, right? Not just the audition. Visualize, like if you're going for a job interview, don't just see the job interview, see yourself doing the job well. That's just my little story about that. Okay, let's get specific here for you guys. We're going to draw for the Sagittarians. Sagittarians, where's your fairy advice for this full moon partial eclipse? I mentioned it with the full first signs I forgot to mention it with the, I think I did mention it with the full signs. But just so you guys know, if you didn't watch those, I did talk about, especially with the Taurus card, this is the first eclipse of a series of 6 eclipses that'll take us into, that'll happen every 6 months in the new and full moons of Taurus, and it'll take us to October 2023. So this is the beginning of a 2-year cycle where we're really going to be focusing on this Taurus energy and getting powerful Taurus moon phases over the next 2 years here. Alright, where are you guys, Saggies? Where are you? My beautiful Sagittarians, where are you? Okay, I think that's you. Capricorns. Is this top card Capricorn? The bottom card's part of this reading. Cappies, there you are. Aquarians, where are my Aquarians? There. And last but not least, my Pisces. Oh, okay. Is this top card the card for Pisces or the other card part of this reading? Alright, so whenever a card falls down, I like to revisit it. The High Priestess fell down again, so just a reminder that this is really all about your intuition for this moon phase too, and that visualizing your success is part of your intuitive guess. So, just kind of wanted to revisit her. Okay. Saggies. Fairy tales. Letting go, detachment, moving on. Alrighty. 19. This is another new card to me, so I will read from the book. This is the card of seeming cruelty. How can you or another leave anyone who loves them or needs them so? But the truth is, it is time to detach yourself and set yourself free or another free, even though it may seem you are abandoning them to kind of a death without you. This is not truth. The truth is that you must let go of anything that is currently suffocating, restricting, or dragging at you, and while this is the most difficult thing for you to do it you must. It will be very hard, and there will be a chance you will face a great deal of guilt. Others may find you cold or fail to understand how you could leave someone so devoted to you. When you have had terrific experiences and wonderful connections with these have come responsibilities. And while you have had terrific experiences and wonderful connections, with these come responsibilities that have accumulated to a point where you are identifying with them so closely that you no longer feel free. Please, one by one, take these burdens. Anything that feels heavy, whose energy does not come from love but from need, any demands and expectations that no longer meet your needs, and gently let them go. There is no rejection in this gesture. It is simply a time to reestablish your own personal boundaries, and you may even be carrying burdens that rightfully belong to other people. Please release these now. By releasing them, you can call on your deity, angels, elementals of the universe to send these unwanted energies, unnecessary illusions we call responsibilities to heaven. The emotional freedom, lightness, and joy will then pour into you. Without this kind of clearing, you may well feel you are carrying too much and unable to see the path ahead of you. This card can often come up when there is an issue of addiction, overreacting, unhealthful weight of the body, emotional issues from the past, guilt, a feeling of unworthiness, all loading you up and causing you to take tiny, painful steps on your journey. This is a sign from the universe that by releasing these burdens, you are being brought closer to who you really are, a divine child of light. And as you do this releasing, tiny streamer-like wings will sprout from your back, and the beginnings of the sweet and tender freedoms that are your birthright will make themselves known to you. You are now free to love and care for others more efficiently as you are acting out of love, not forcing yourself. Blessed be, reborn one. The time has come to let go and move on. Wow. So Sagittarians, whatever there is for you to let go of, the advice here is to visualize it going well, to visualize the success of it, to see yourself on the other end of the letting go process, the free energy that card is talking about. This is something that I had to do at the beginning of the Great Pause in 2020, and it was a really difficult thing for me to do, and I did face a lot of guilt, and I'm still facing a lot of guilt around that issue, but in my heart I did know that it was time to let go and time to move on, and time to free myself from what had become a relationship that was no longer serving me or the person that I was with. So just know that you can do this and that you will feel freer. I've felt more free since I've made that decision. So just know, Saggies, that this card really is coming here with so much love and so much support for you as you really address this stuff that you have to let go of, that you get to let go of, that you no longer have to drag along with you as you step more lightly on your path and feel more called to what it is that you are wanting to do. So visualize the success of this letting go, Saggies, and you'll be able to move through it really quickly. Remember, this is only a week, right? Okay. Cappies. You guys got the Gatekeeper card too. Okay, so this was the card that Leo got. So you may be partnering with a Leo who's teaching about this, because this was the full signs got the workshops and seminars card, or you might be meeting a Leo through who's also learning about this. But this card talks about how time is not linear. Time is cyclical. And this card invites you to ask the gatekeeper of time, or the fairy gatekeeper of time, to let you in to the cycles so that you can live in the ever-present now and change your perception of the past, perception of the now, and perception of the future. So Capricorns, whatever past thing you're wanting to change or future thing you're wanting to experience, visualize it with success, and remember that if you get stuck in thinking it's going to take too much time, that time is not linear. Time is cyclical, and you can jump from one part of the cycle of what feels like a line, but it's actually like spinning like this. You can go from one end of it to another end of it through a gate that connects it all at any time. And you can go ahead and ask the fairies to help you with that. Capricorns, go back and watch the reading I did for the Leos, where I read this card fully so that you can get the fullness of this message for you. But that's the gist of it, okay? So yeah, and especially when it comes to visualizing success, visualize these areas of your life resolving, and see them coming to completion this week. Aquarians, the Grail Fairy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we also got this card. The full signs got this. I think this was Cancer. So it was the first signs. Go back to the first signs, my beautiful Aquarians, and read that. But this is about it's about water energy. You are the water bringers, and this is about how the waters of life are flowing through you, and you really are able at this time to create and to honor the cycles of life and rebirth. I believe that's fertility, return to life, health, and cycles. So I did recommend creating moon waters. If you don't know how to do that, go ahead and look that up. It's simply like taking water and putting it outside in the moonlight. You can write intentions on it, or you can just hold the water before you drink it and ask for whatever you're looking for to create. Set your intention into the water before you drink it. But that's a really powerful message for the Aquarians. And like I said, go back and watch the reading for Cancers, which are the first readings, so you can get the full card message of that. But that's the gist of it. So it's all about drinking in the water of life and knowing that water has special power for you this week. So work with it intentionally, my beautiful Aquarians. All right, last but not least, my Pisces, where are you at? Barnabas and the Prince. Adventures, discovery, travel, meeting destiny. Okay. Had to throw one more card in here I've not had in a reading before. Okay. The journey, explorer, seeker, wanderer, hero. For your dreams to come true, you must take action and get out of your comfort zone. Then you'll be in the right place at the right time. In this strong and powerful card, seeking out your soulmate, the prince is actively in search of his true love. He knows she will not be a missing part of him. He does not seek to find another just like him, only in female form. He will know, though, when he will know, though, when he finds his true love, because the frog will sing his song when she is reached. You see, in the lore of the frog, their voice heralds a downpour, the refreshing rain quenching the thirst of the dry earth. For Barnabas, a seeker and a prince on a quest, his dream is about to be realized. So when you receive this card in your reading, you know that your quest and your search is going to create new opportunities, and there will be a successful end to the search. You will find what you seek and so much more. Listen for the song of the natural world. When you hear it, that is when you know your wish has been granted. You need to quest to see your search as a journey, an adventure, and even travel to go where you're being guided to bring about the realization of a dream. The way to find love, adventure, gifts, and mystery is to be brave and go finally on that quest. I love this for you, Pisces. This is so beautiful. Visualize the success of whatever it is that you're questing. If it is this lover energy, this prince energy, then visualize yourself living out that life with that prince. Visualize the meeting happening. Visualize it all. But definitely don't just visualize the meaning of it, like I had in my story about the visualizing the audition. Visualize the success of the relationship as well, so that you can experience that ahead of time. And visualize your adventure. Feel yourself in this adventurous state, and know that adventure is coming to you if you just focus on it. And that's really what your focus this week is being guided to be. My beautiful Pisces. That's really a fun card. I love it. Thank you so much for ending us on that light, fun note, Pisces. All right, so that is the reading for the full moon in Taurus. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate you. If you want to support me further, you can sign up for the solar readings, $11.11 a month. Try to make it affordable for you, and it is going to be Sagittarian season soon. We'll be doing the readings for the Sagittarian signs. The readings are based on where the sign of Sagittarius shows up in your chart, so we'll focus on how Sagittarian energy influences your life, specifically based on your astrological chart. If you don't know that information, I have tutorials for you on my website to take you through step-by-step how to get that information. It takes less than 5 minutes, so know that that is an easy thing for you to do. Okay, I'm going to release the elements here. You can say thank you to any energies you brought into the space. Thank you to your guides. Thank you to your higher self as we release water, we release earth, we release air, and we release fire. As always, Namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.